guys, and welcome back to the House of Hughes, and welcome to another vlog. I've got my little sidekick here with me. Mr. Beckham just woke up from a nap. We are going to feed him, and I have something super exciting to show you guys. You know that we let him let his food digest in his high chair, and I've just been thinking lately that I want him to have more options than just the TV while he's waiting for his food to digest, but it's kind of stuck in his high chair. So I got him some new toys. I just ordered these off of Amazon, but they like suction cup to the high chair. So after I feed him, we're gonna see if he likes his new toys. I'm super excited for it. Blakely is still sleeping. We are just going to do Beckham's hair and feed him because we are going over to my parents tonight for dinner. So we're just gonna have a fun little family vlog today. Also, another exciting thing, I did end up buying a pill crusher for Beckham's baclofen. So let's try that out today and see if we can get that pill to go through his G-tube versus orally. Okay, this is my first time ever using a pill crusher, and I'm a little bit nervous because I can't let one of these pills go to waste. We're just going to try it and pray that it works. I think I just place it, well, I know I place it in there. I did read the directions. And then you just screw this on. Okay, wait. And you just keep screwing it back and forth is what they say. Okay, wait, let's see if that worked. Oh my gosh. Wait, you guys. Whoa, it's like perfectly crushed. I don't know if you guys can you guys see that? It's perfectly crushed, that's insane. So then I'm just gonna mix this into his G-tube feed. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in here while I feed him orally, and then we'll mix this into his G-tube feed, and that'll be amazing so he doesn't have to taste it. Okay, thank you so much to all of you that suggested that because I had no idea that was even a thing. This handsome boy is all ready to go to Grandma and Grandpa's, but we don't have to leave for about 20 minutes. So I am going to let him play with his toy while his food digests, and we will see how he likes it. You look so handsome, baby. got my little munchkins locked and loaded, and we are ready to go to Grandma and Grandpa's. My brother and sister-in-law are in town, so we're gonna hang out over there. And then remember how I told you guys, this was like a few vlogs back, that I got Hunter to watch Scandal with me because he had never seen it. He's so invested and into it now. I'm like so stoked about it. Oh. Hi vlog. Because we do not like the same shows. Like Hunter's more of like a comedic type of guy.
I really like comedy. So Community, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family. Those are the shows that I enjoy.
Right. I am much more of a crime type of gal. Like, I need someone to be killed. I need suspense. That's what holds my attention.
Rachel likes murder mystery.
I do.
That's the genre she enjoys.
Like, I love Criminal Minds, I love Scandal, I love Revenge. If you've not seen Revenge, oh my word, that's my next mission for Hunter, so
no. We get him. We're trading off. We're doing The Office next.
Okay, I'm actually good with that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And then I'll do Revenge.
Can you guys believe I haven't seen The Office? I've said too much. I'm gonna get more hate comments than I've ever gotten. Next morning, and I am just getting ready for the day. We had so much fun over at my parents' last night. Beckham was more talkative than I swear I've ever heard him yesterday. It was just so sweet. You could just see that every time we fed him, he just got so vocal, and I swear it's just because he is getting those extra calories that he really, really needs. And it's just so sweet to hear him talk so much. Like, I just love hearing his little voice. We just ended up staying for a few hours. We had dinner with my family and then ended up playing some games, and then Hunter and I had a huge movie marathon last night. We watched so many episodes of Scandal, and I am obsessed with Scandal, you guys. It's like one of the best shows on TV. And Hunter swore that he didn't like it. He had overheard me like watch it a few times, and he's like, no, I'm just not into it, but I begged and finally got him to watch it with me. And now he's obsessed. While I get ready, I really wanted to talk to you guys about a subject that I haven't really talked about much here on my channel. I mean, the subject in general, of course, is what my entire channel is about, Beckham's disability. But I kind of have shied away from this specific topic, as you guys can see by the title. And I think it's because this topic is very, very fearful and painful for Hunter and I to talk about. We actually don't even really discuss it with each other because it's just a very scary, sensitive topic. And the reality is that the unknown is what is the most scary or fearful about disability. Obviously, this is my personal opinion, but Hunter and I were actually on a walk the other day in our neighborhood, and we walked by this sweet couple who we ended up chatting with for quite some time, and we ended up kind of getting into Beckham's birth story just a little bit, and she kind of made the comment very, very kind and gently and just said, oh, so Beckham will probably live with you forever. And although that is probably something that comes to other people's minds right away, that is something that Hunter and I have really just not talked about in depth. And I think that's because it's just a really difficult subject to address when we just don't know the answer to that specific question or that specific situation. However, when this girl said that, she was being so kind and was talking about how jealous she was because she was going to miss her kids so much when they moved out. The way she presented it was just so positive and quite lighthearted, which was actually really appropriate for the conversation that we were having. And I just thought that it was actually a really sweet perspective, because something that you guys have to remember is that when you are talking to someone who has never had a child with disability, they don't know exactly what to say. And I think it's really important as parents of disabled children that we give them grace and remember that they don't know exactly what to say, just like we don't always know exactly how to respond. And I always try really, really hard to never judge somebody based off of things they might say that might not sit exactly perfect with me, but this was definitely not one of those situations. I actually thought her response was so so kind and so sweet. And it kind of sparked up a conversation between just Hunter and I a little bit later that day. We kind of started talking about it a little bit more in depth, and I was like, you know, I should really talk about this with my channel and with my subscribers, because I'm sure this is something that all of you guys have thought about as you've watched Beckham's journey. And I just kind of wanted to share a couple of my thoughts and feelings about Beckham potentially living with Hunter and I forever. So just to kind of put things into perspective, when it comes to having a child with disability, your life as a mother or as a parent, sorry about Blake in the background, but we're just gonna let her play. It obviously looks a lot different than you envisioned growing up. Obviously, when I was growing up, I really wanted to be a mother, and I thought a lot about what that would look like. And my journey as a mother just looks very, very different than what I had originally planned on. And that is not just immediate, right? That's also the future. I'm sure if you're married or in a long-term relationship, you have thoughts or visions of what your life is gonna look like when your kids are grown up and out of the house, and what your retirement will look like. Well, I know, and I have already kind of prepared myself, that the reality is I don't know what my retirement's gonna look like, and I might have this picture perfect idea in my head where I'm an empty nester and my kids are both having grandkids, and Hunter and I get to travel and do whatever we want. And I've come to terms with the fact that, you know, that may not be a reality for me. I may never be an empty nester. Here's the thing personally for myself with that thought process though. I never want to put any limitation on my son emotionally or mentally. So when I think about Beckham's future, I believe that he will be able to walk and talk, even if that takes him a much longer time to learn that than a neurotypical child, which means I believe that he'll have the potential to get married, have children, because the reality is as his mom, I cannot cope with a different thought process, and I don't want to mourn something that I haven't lost yet. And obviously when I say when I haven't lost yet, I mean what Beckham hasn't lost. And obviously as his mother, I can't even think about the pain that it would bring him to not be able to bear children or not be able to get married. Now I understand he might not know differently, but as his mom, I just want him to have everything that he possibly can. So I'm not going to mourn that loss until I have to. Now, if any of you watched my video about Beckham getting his diagnosis of cerebral palsy, Hunter said something to me very, very important and vital when Beckham received that diagnosis. And when the doctor left the room and gave Hunter and I just like a couple moments by ourselves, Hunter looked at me and he said, babe, in one ear and out the other. And to be completely honest, when people ask or make comments or bring up the fact that Beckham might be with us forever, I just use that exact same approach. In one ear and out the other. Because right now, I believe that Beckham will absolutely be able to live on his own, that he will be independent, have a family, and that is what I choose to believe. And I don't think anything is wrong with that, because if I were to accept differently, I'm accepting something that I may never have to accept. So like I said, I'm not gonna go through that mourning process too early. That's also something I learned in the NICU. I decided that I wasn't going to mourn Beckham's death until he literally didn't have a heartbeat, and I never had to fully mourn that death. And had I started that mourning process early on, it would have caused me a lot of unnecessary pain. Of course, Hunter and I want Beckham to be able to live on his own and have his own experiences as an adult. But if that happens to not be the case, then we will love and accept the life that we live regardless, just like we have with Beckham's disability in general. And we just view it as different, not worse, not better, but simply just different. And what you have to remember is, although it would be more difficult, obviously, if Beckham isn't as independent as we hope he can be someday, there is still so much good that can come from that, and it will teach us so much, and it will allow us to have someone to be selfless with and for the rest of our lives. And not a lot of parents get that opportunity. And I always say that I'm a better wife and a better mother because I have a child with special needs, and that will still be true if I have a child who's an adult with special needs. Now, of course, I think a lot about Blakely, and I'm doing my makeup, so I'm not gonna get emotional, but I do think a lot about Blakely when I have these thought processes, because I often think, what will happen when Hunter and I pass? And you know, we've made the decision not to have other children. Hi, yeah, that's so pretty. And I just know that worrying about the pressure that would put on Blakely is unnecessary right now, because she may not have any pressure. She may not need to really help Beckham with anything. And if she does, I know that, give mommy her beauty blender. And if she does, I know that Blakely was meant to be Beckham's sister, and that she will be able to fulfill whatever role God has intended for her. And that's God's job to tell her, not her mom's. As you can tell, my clock is ticking out. We are getting close to nap time. But I really just wanted to share some of those thoughts with you guys, because I really think it's important to talk about some of the things that scare us the most. And I also wanted to share my insight on keeping a positive mindset around the unknown and things that might be fearful. And there might be something that you guys are going through in your life right now that you're mourning that you don't need to mourn yet. It is okay to have faith. It is okay to believe in your child to an extent that is so unbelievable or faith-filled or against all logic or against all odds. And that is my job. That is my job as his mom, to believe in him so much that people think I'm crazy. And I will do that forever. I will do that through his adult life. And I just really wanted to share that with you, because I know that there's so many of you that can relate to these thoughts and these feelings. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this makeup look and get this cute little girl off to bed for nap time. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and today's chit chat. I know that a couple of my videos lately have been a little bit shorter, but that's just kind of what's been working out best for me. But don't worry, I'm still gonna have tons of long content, I'm sure. I love you guys so much. Of course, I want to remind you to be brave like Beckham, and I will catch you in the next vlog. Bye.